Hey friends, all right, and right now felt like the perfect time to talk about triggers and control, so we will do it. All right, let me close this window real quick. All right, so you probably have heard the word trigger at some point, and that is when a faulty belief of your own or a wound or both get touched on, like a scab, like a wound getting poked. And it brings all of it to the surface, and you re-experience it. It brings it to the surface, so you're experiencing it in your present moment. So I'm sure you've had an experience where maybe someone in your life said something hurtful, especially if it was really, really like meaningful. If it was from a parent or a caretaker or a significant other, and then at some other point, someone else says that in your life. Someone else says that same thing to you. Like, whew, or you watch someone say that to someone else, like it can bring it all up to you, and you can feel exactly like your dad is, telling you you'll never be enough, or your significant other, it can take you right back to that moment. So the thing is about triggers is that they control us. They can control us, and other people can use them to control us unless we choose to heal it and go through the process of doing what we need to do to heal that trigger. So how do they control us? Well, one example is if someone is very competitive, perhaps, and there could be a lot of reasons. So say when they drive, they're very competitive and they don't want anyone to pass them. They don't want anyone to go faster than them. There could be a lot of reasons why they could have some limiting beliefs around, like, there's not enough success to go around. If anyone beats me, or if I ever get second place, that's a reflection on my worth, and that means I have less worth, or that I'm a loser, or I won't feel empowered and strong anymore. So if the guy next to me at the stoplight has that, I can control him. I can just start to take off from the stop sign or the stoplight a little extra fast, and phew, he'll take off fast too. Because if he senses me going faster than him, he's going to need to accelerate faster. So I just did that. I'm the one who decided how he would be driving in the next moment, because he gave that power to me by having a trigger. And triggers can be used. Same thing if that same person never chooses in their mind what speed they want to drive. Like, I want to drive exactly the speed limit, or 5 miles under, or 5 miles over, wherever I go, that's how I want to drive. If instead they just tailgate whoever's in front of them, no matter what the speed is, then same thing. What if the person in front of them is driving 20 miles over the speed limit? Now they are too, because if they're just driven by a trigger or by a wound, a trauma energy that says, like, I just need to be going as fast as I can, or I'm mad, generally I'm feeling anger and I'm going to take it out on whoever is in front of me, then the person in front of them is making the choice for them, and the person in front of them is controlling what speed they'll be going, whether they'll be going the speed limit over or under. What's another example? Say a dad who had an abusive alcoholic father, who is very abusive, has triggers around that, and his kids know that they can say, if he says, like, if he raises his voice, or if he delivers a consequence or a punishment of, like, oh, well, if you broke that rule, you know the consequence, so you don't get to play with your video game for the rest of the afternoon, or whatever. And the kids, if he hasn't healed those wounds, the kids could poke the wound and control him and say, like, oh, you're being so mean. You're being so mean, and, like, you hate me, and, like, you don't care about me. And if that touches on his wound, that could trigger him into reliving, his abusive father and the pain of that. And then be like, oh, no, fine, you can have whatever you want. I don't want, I don't want to inflict that on someone. I can give other examples. But anytime we have a wound that we haven't healed, we can be controlled by it just in our own life. If someone has a wound from people laughing at them or mocking them, like, anytime anyone around them laughs, it could take them back to that of, like, are they laughing at me? Probably because I, have no worth, or everyone hates me. And then, so that can just be living you can just be, your current moment can be controlled by your triggers, and then other people can also use it to control you. So leave questions or comments. If you guys have ideas of common triggers, you can leave it below. And the beauty is we can heal our triggers and take back our power, and then live in the present moment without getting hijacked by wounds from the past.